All right, so we have what's called a SCORM-compatible LMS, and I know that's just sort of like a gibberish, bunch of letters there. But what SCORM is it's an API that allows us to create a class once digitally, and then to syndicate that out to other accredited universities and institutions worldwide. So if you go back to the problem that I was saying about major universities having problems getting their curriculum in, we've basically created a hack where we can create the content ourselves as an accredited university and syndicate it out to another accredited university who can then go through their professional and executive education programs and use our curriculum in their programs. So you can see things like blockchain education at Pepperdine University, brought to you by Academy School of Blockchain. So this is something that we're fully capable of doing and something that we're working on rolling out on a worldwide scale. Speaking of worldwide scale, all of our training currently we do in person, and we're working on deploying this out worldwide. We're talking to 7 different governments and about a dozen major corporations around the world. This is sort of a roadmap of places where we're currently engaged in teaching. Our model is this: when we run a class, we identify 10 to a dozen high-quality technical trainers, people that maybe don't know a lot about blockchain, but are really good at teaching technical things, teaching software development. We run them through the class, and we get them familiarized with blockchain technology, so that after helping to teach a class a couple of times, those then become the teachers that we can deploy worldwide to markets where this education is needed, and we can actually stand our classes up in markets all over the world. So, we do. Our most well-received program is we have a coding academy that's been running for 5 years. You might have heard of these coding boot camps where it's like, 12 weeks and you go from being a fry cook to being like a full stack developer. And what we've seen over the last 7 years is that those things don't work for the most part. They have horrible retention rates, they have horrible hiring rates. We kind of have the antithesis of that. We do a full 1-year program where it's all hands-on immersion based. We do a full year of full stack development training. And then in the second year, we do on-the-job training. We actually place you with a company, you work in production and do production work on software development, as well as get another year of schooling from us. And from that one program, we have a 5-year placement rate of 92%. So 92% of the graduates from that program actually end up getting jobs in their field. The Blockchain Academy we've already talked about. Even though it wasn't very interesting to me at the beginning, we do some of the best executive education training in the world. We do train the PricewaterhouseCoopers and Deloittes and anyone else that they don't need the technical knowledge for blockchain, but they do need to understand how the technology works. We have the capabilities of running that stuff, and we run those training classes all over the world. And we also do consumer education. This is like blockchain 101 stuff, like Grandma, this is how you get a Bitcoin wallet. Grandma, this is how you log into Coinbase, things like that. It's not really a profit center, but it's definitely on the evangelization side, just sort of pushing the wonder that is blockchain out into the mainstream. And what we've been getting a lot of requests for is industry-specific training. So this is, I know that blockchain is going to be necessary for my company. I would like for my company to be exposed to X technologies. Can you teach this to our people? And so we have a lot of that in the works as well. We have a wonderful team. So this is our executive team. Myself, John Souza, who I mentioned. Mo Levin, who's the founder of Keynote Events. He runs the largest blockchain conferences in the world. And one of the reasons why we've been so successful is our curriculum when it comes to blockchain. It's actually being created by some of the best developers in the blockchain environment. People like Craig Sellers, who founded Tether and Vatomic and Omni, and Steve Dack, like I said, co-founder of Ethereum, Gabe Kerbman from RSK Labs, Alex Leibman from Millennium Energy, Ricardo Spagni from Monero, and Paul Pui from Edge. And I would like to announce publicly for the first time that we've added another OG wonderful curriculum advisor to our list, is that 2 days ago, Mr. Ira Miller, agreed to join us. And so Ira and I have had several passionate conversations about this. Blockchain education is something Ira is very passionate about as well, and we're very proud to have a wonderful Panamanian resident as a curriculum advisor here too. Let's see, who else is here? We have tons of great advisors. Gabe Abed, who was on the last panel from Barbados, from BIT. He's one of our advisors. And really, it's just kind of a star-studded cast. We've been very fortunate in that when you talk about this problem to people in the industry, they understand that even though there's a lot of infighting within our community, this is a problem that affects everybody. So we've been very fortunate in going to people and saying, hey, this is what we're doing. And almost universally, everyone sort of supports what we're doing because it's important. Last month, we made a really major announcement. You guys probably haven't heard of it yet, but in December of 2017, Academy actually acquired SoftUni. SoftUni is the largest privately held university in Europe. They're in Sofia, Bulgaria. They have a current software development population, a student population of 150,000 students. They've run 100,000 people through their coding academy, and these are just top-notch guys. Svetlana Nakov, the technical founder of it, is the 3-time winner of the Bulgarian Presidential Medal of Science, PhD computer science, neurolinguistics, really rock star guys. And so we bought them, brought them in, and now they're fully integrated into the Academy project. We actually launched our first full immersion course on January 29th. It's running right now. We have 150 students currently in Sofia, Bulgaria. We wanted it to be our pilot program, and we kind of wanted to do it on the down low, so we didn't make a big deal out of it. We just put like one forum post on a local bulletin board saying that we were going to be doing this education. And we had 670 applicants within 72 hours. And of those 670 applicants, a little over 350 of them actually passed our entrance exam, and we were actually able to get 150 of them in the class. So not only are the demand for what we're doing and for these engineers is important, there's actually demand in the software engineering field too of people that want to get involved in blockchain and have felt like they didn't have a real good way. And I think that what we're doing is showing that there's definitely a need for this and there's a desire for this in the market. So altogether, in our combined network of educational institutions, we've conducted 410 classes, 420 seminars, 7,800 video lectures, and over 32,000 hours of video lecture training. Like I said, we have a 92% historical success rate for our technical students in terms of placement. And with our blockchain program, we actually expect that we'll probably have 100% placement. We have, in 2018, we'll graduate 1,600 people through our program. We currently have a little over 8,000 requests for our graduates. So that just shows you what this need is that we're looking at about 5 times requests for graduates, and that we actually will have graduates. Oh, this is that slide. I was a little ahead of myself. So yeah, 1,600 developers will complete 8,000 requests for our grads. What do we got here? This just talks about our HR needs. So one of the things why we think that we're very successful is that we work directly with blockchain companies so that we're keeping a pulse on what the industry needs itself. So we don't want our curriculum to stagnate. We don't want to teach stuff that's not marketable and it's not valuable to employers. So we work directly with companies and to assess their needs. And then what that means is that when we have graduates, we're able to place them because we have these great relationships with lots of companies in the space. And it just makes for better student outcome in general. So this is us. Like I said, we're a full circle solution. We have our coding academy, blockchain academy, executive education, industry-specific education, consumer education, advisory node system I'll talk about in a minute, and then an incubator and accelerator. What that means is that we teach blockchain developers, but not everyone's going to school to be a blockchain developer because they want to go work for a blockchain company. A lot of them want to found a blockchain company, and we love that. And so what we also do at as Academy is that when we have people that have this entrepreneurial spirit, we stoke that fire, and we're there for them with mentorship and funding and resources to help them build the next wave of blockchain. Now, we are in the middle of a token raise right now. We are doing our own, basically, ICO. It's called the Academy token. It's a lot different than most other tokens or ICOs out there in that I think that there's a definite use case for what we're doing. Academy is an ERC20 token, Ethereum request for comment 20. And it's a means for paying tuition directly with a cryptocurrency. And if you're a company that wants to hire our graduates, you can actually pay for the placement fees associated with hiring one of our graduates directly in this currency. We have to price all of our classes in US dollars. We're a US accredited institution. And as much as I love blockchain, I can't tell Uncle Sam that he has to pay me in cryptocurrency. But what I can do is I can say, as a company, Academy has a preference for being paid in cryptocurrency. And so this is why our token's very valuable. Currently, we have a lot more interest in taking our classes and on hiring our graduates than we have spaces in classes or graduates available to hire. So if you're interested in taking a class, we will always have a preference in getting paid in Academy tokens. So if you purchase Academy tokens through our sale, you have a leg up on anyone trying to pay in fiat for getting into our classes. If you want to hire our developers, we will have preference on getting paid in Academy tokens for hiring our developers. So those placement fees, anyone that's paying in Academy tokens will have, they'll have a leg up on anyone that's trying to pay for those fees in fiat. So it's a good system, but there's more than that. So we talked about the priority course placement, but gamified learning, I think, is actually where we're going to see some really great growth. We have a world-class cutting-edge learning management system. So this handles all of our online content. That's what most people understand it for, but it's also sort of the back end that manages curriculum for our in-person classes as well. And what we're doing is we're integrating our token into this platform so that we can incentivize the behaviors that people engage in class that actually lead to more positive student outcomes. We can scrape data sets for almost 15 years of online learning and from these things, and we know that certain behaviors, when they happen, lead to a correlation in more positive student outcomes. Things like showing up for a lecture on time, being a student mentor to someone else in your class. Things that we know have positive impact, we can now actually incentivize that behavior to encourage more people to do that and ultimately end up in the students having a better experience. We can pay you to do well in class. If you're at Academy and you are in the top 90th percentile of your class, you get a significant portion of your tuition reimbursement back in our tokens, which is a liquid token that you can spend at your discretion. If you're the valedictorian, if you're the #1 person in our class, you didn't pay tuition. We give you 100% reimbursement for being the best in our class. And so we're significantly more interested in graduating people that are good at what they're doing and are highly employable than just running people through our class. And so we believe that we're able to incentivize a lot of that through our token, and we think that's going to be very, very valuable in the future.